Hey friend, welcome back to the Sage Audio channel. Today we'll be looking into our pick for the top 10 free distortion plugins, so stick around for the full video. But first, if this is a topic that you find interesting, I'd highly recommend looking into the blog post that's associated with this video. You can find the link for that in the description box below. Also, if you're an artist, engineer, or a producer and you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us at sageaudio.com. We'll master it for you and send you a free mastered sample of it. All you gotta do is set up this short account, upload the song, and we will do the rest. Number 10, Distortion by Analog Obsession. Starting off our list is Distortion by Analog Obsession, a free distortion and analog emulation plugin that mimics the effect of 3 op amps and 4 tube amps. Now, although the harmonics generated between the emulation settings seem like the focal point of this plugin, in truth, they're all kind of relatively similar. The more interesting aspect of this plugin is the input function. When increasing the input, you increase the amount of harmonics that you generate, which is to be expected, but you also decrease the overall amplitude of the entire signal. Now, this was most likely put in place to compensate for the gain introduced by the new harmonics. Now, although this function isn't something entirely unique, it is important to understand when you're using this plugin. Additionally, Distortion includes a low-pass and high-pass filter down to 10 kHz and up to 2 kHz, respectively. The harmonics generated depend on the amp setting, but they are primarily comprised of low and high order odd harmonics with even harmonics present, but at a lower amplitude. Number 9, Pig Pie by Analog Obsession. Although showcased as a distortion pedal for a guitar amp or effect emulation, the Pig Pie plugin can be used for any application in which harmonic distortion is desired. The design is minimalistic, giving you control of only 4 functions. These are volume, sustain, tone, and the bypass switch found at the bottom of the plugin. Volume is your input, which increases the incoming signal, and in turn the harmonics generated based on that signal. Sustain mildly amplifies the higher order harmonics and causes the higher frequency range to be in constant amplification, similar to how a bell filter on an equalizer would work. Tone amplifies the higher order harmonics as well, but to a greater extent and without the constant amplification that sustain applies. The harmonics generated are primarily odd, with the sustain evoking even order harmonics. Number 8, Gunner by Analog Obsession. Another plugin designed for guitar amp emulation, the Gunner plugin by Analog Obsession makes a great addition to your distortion plugins. Whether you're using it for guitar amp emulation or simply for subtle distortion of an instrument, the Gunner Distortion plugin offers a simple way to introduce harmonics into your signal. By blending harmonic generation and broadband equalization, the Gunner is best used on an individual instrument. Bass, mid, and treble rotaries offer 3 bands of equalization with which you can boost or cut various aspects of your frequency spectrum. The level function is your input, while the gain adjusts the harmonics and your original signal. Lastly, a bypass function is present at the bottom left corner. Number 7, Tube Amp by Voxingo. The Tube Amp by Voxingo is a simple but powerful free distortion plugin that rivals the quality of other, certainly more costly professional options. Simple parameters make the Tube Amp easy to use, the drive function introduces harmonics, and the bias function shifts their phase while introducing new harmonics. A low-pass filter offers additional control, while advanced routing options allow you to use this on your stereo mix or on a 5:1 surround sound live recording. A/B comparisons and 2 modes allow you to quickly switch your settings and compare the harmonics you've generated with either another custom setting or a preset. Number 6, Leavened by Analog Obsession. Distortion plugins are pretty common, but distortion plugins designed specifically for augmenting the low end of a mix or instrument doesn't come along that often. That being said, the Leavened by Analog Obsession is a unique and valuable addition to your typical distortion plugins. The Leaven works by generating low-order harmonics, or harmonics that are lower in frequency and closer to the fundamental. When used on a bass guitar or maybe a kick, the Leaven has an almost doubling effect, making the low frequencies sound thick and present. The frequency rotary allows you to hone in on the frequencies that you want to amplify and the harmonics that you're trying to generate. Generally speaking, setting the frequency to the fundamental of your snare or kick will result in great effects. The boost function increases the gain of the harmonics, while the output function allows you to adjust the plugin's output level. Number 5, Overdriver by Analog Obsession. Although the Overdriver seems strikingly similar to the other distortion plugins on this list, especially to the other guitar pedal-esque emulators, this one in particular is higher on this list due to its simplicity. Because this plugin is so simple and the harmonics predictable and easily controllable, it can be used for a multitude of applications. Now, of course, you can use this plugin on your individual instruments, but at lower levels, it can be used on a mix or even a master for some subtle harmonic generation. If you do plan on using it on your mix or master, lower the tone and drive function to 0, and then slowly increase until you find a spot that sounds right to you. At the right levels, the Overdriver will make your instrument, mix, or master more present and easily perceived. Number 4, Transature by Analog Obsession. With 4 modes emulating clean tube transistor and optical amplification, the Transature offers both flexibility and ease of use. Its simplistic and intuitive design allows for greater control over the harmonics that you generate. The input function controls your incoming signal and directly affects how many harmonics are generated. The output simply offers control over the amplitude of your output, but by driving your input and reducing your output, you can generate some amazing sounding harmonics and add a great deal of tone to your recordings. Now, depending on the mode that you select, you can create both even and odd harmonics at various amplitudes. Lastly, an oversampling option in the bottom left-hand corner of the plugin protects your signal from aliasing and unwanted intramodulation distortion that can cause. Number 3, Zupa by Analog Obsession. The last of Analog Obsession's distortion plugins on this list, the Zupa distortion pedal provides incredibly unique harmonic generation. It utilizes both harmonic generation and a comb filter to provide a distinct sound best suited for individual instruments. Because this plugin doesn't allow for much control regarding the amplitude of the harmonics, it isn't well suited for full mixes. The reason this plugin is so high up on this list is because it does what the other plugins on this list can't do, which is create a special sound without the need for any tweaking or modification. With that said, all you need to do with this plugin is insert it on your instrument and you have a distinctive and recognizable sound.
The morning light is wandering on my face.
Number 2, Saturation Knob by Softtube. A classic free distortion plugin, the Saturation Knob by Softtube has shown up on more independent mixes and masters than any other plugin on this list. A staple in the free VST online community, this plugin has been a go-to choice by engineers for years. The reason being the saturation knob provides great sounding harmonic generation, which can be controlled via the saturation type function. The Keep Low setting prioritizes low-frequency signals and augments low-order harmonics. Neutral treats the signal equally across the frequency spectrum, and the Keep High type augments high-order harmonics. This flexibility makes the saturation knob a great option for both individual instruments and full mixes.
The morning light is wandering on my face. the time, the place.
Number 1, Boogex by Voxingo. And number 1 on our list is a truly unique and versatile distortion plugin, one that could, and honestly should, cost upwards of $100. This amp simulator employs complex harmonic generation that can be altered with further amp emulation. Furthermore, the Boogex gives you expert control of your signal with drive functions, a pre-EQ mix wet dry function, high and low pass filters to edit the harmonics added, and a gate to control what does and doesn't get distorted. Additionally, a stereo reverb is added to better emulate the sound of an amplifier. Now, if you want to create unique harmonic distortion, the best method is to alter the microphone and amplifier emulation. With 62 options and the ability to further drive the signal, you can create any combination of harmonics and distortions.
The morning light is wandering in my face. I can't believe I don't know the day, the time, the place.
So these are our picks for the top 10 free distortion plugins currently available, but what do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, again, definitely check out the blog post where you can find a lot more information on this topic and others like it. There's a link in the description box below. Also, if you're an artist or an engineer, send us one of your mixes at sageaudio.com. We'll master it for you and send you a free mastered sample. All you have to do is set up this short account, upload the song, and we'll do the rest. But thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and share this video with your friends. This way we know if you like to see more videos like this one. Also, you can subscribe to the channel. We release new videos every week, and subscribing is the best way to stay up to date. There's a comment section where you can leave your thoughts on this video or a suggestion for a future video. And again, if you're an artist or an engineer and you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us at sageaudio.com. We'll master it for you and send you a free mastered sample. Thank you again so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.